Hey guys, we're going to be in Revelation chapter 3, verse 4. Revelation 3:4 says this: Thou hast a few names even in Sardis, which have not defiled thy garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. Beautiful statement about Sardis, because he had just, Jesus has written these letters to the churches in this time, the particular time in the book of Revelation. So these 7 churches get letters, and God's not particularly pleased with Sardis. The church at Sardis talks about the fact that many of them have defiled their garments, in the sense that they are either living in sin or condoning it, confirming it, all sorts of things like that. He's really upset about that. At some point, they had strong faith, but their faith was waning. But then he says something very, specific about a group in that church. It says, thou hast a few names even in Sardis. Notice he said few. Thou hast a few names even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments, have not turned to sin, have not turned away, have not turned back to Judaism, have not turned back to sin, have not turned back to a number of different things. They have lived for me. They are teaching the truth. They are living the truth, which is very, critical. You go back to the book of Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Paul's dealing with a church that's kind of out of control. And so in this particular instance, Jesus starts out by saying, look, there's a lot of things here you got to fix, but there are a few of you who are living for me. It says that road is narrow, doesn't it? It says that the road is narrow, that choosing Christ is the first part of that narrow road. Then living for Christ is an even narrower road within that road. It's a groove within that road, if you will. Very difficult thing to walk with the Lord, because there's so many entities battling against you, powers, principalities, rulers of darkness. Well, many in the church of Sardis had turned away from God, but this was a commendation to the ones who had not, the few who had not. Said they will have a special place with me. The ones who are strong, the ones who do deny self and live for Christ. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. And so when we look at this, he's like, look, I realize there's a bunch of you that are a mess. And the next verse it kind of clarifies it. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name from the book of life, but I will confess his name before the Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, let him hear. He's like, look, I'm going to commend those who live for me. There are many of you that you never got it. In the church of Sardis, you never got it. You just lived for the world and not for me. But there's a few of you. Folks, let's live like the few. Let's live like the few. The first book I ever wrote, and Amy had published, there's only one copy of it out there, because it is so pitifully bad when it comes to grammar and stuff. We were just trying to get the thing printed, but it's called The Few, and it's about these kinds of people that are willing to walk the walk and talk, not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. It is a narrow road, but Jesus says, I will reward those who live for me and will not defile their garments, will not stain their garments with the ways of this world. Live for Jesus. Be commended, be rewarded for his sake. In the name of Jesus. Love you guys. Bye-bye.